Hello and welcome to the Around the Ballpark podcast for your April the 2nd, 2026, Thursday evening, 9 p.m. Thank you so much for making us part of your week. And tonight we are going to be, as you can see, Darren is wearing the attire. He's got the Mets cap on. He's got the jersey on. And we are going to talk some New York Mets, not current New York Mets, but we're going to talk about the people that have most disappointed us over the years as Met players for a variety of different reasons, whether they just didn't pan out, whether they were terrible, whether it was just not the right fit, if they had off-field problems, who made your blood boil. We're going to talk about all those people tonight in this podcast. But before we even do, Darren, we have to give a shout out to those fine folks over at Nashville Tax Solutions who make it possible for us to do this show each and every week. So if you wouldn't mind giving a shout out to Nashville Tax Solutions.
Listen, it's April, so tax day is right around the corner, and if you're dealing with tax issues, maybe you're behind on your filings, maybe you got your wages garnished, maybe there's a lien. This happens. Nothing to be embarrassed about. Go get it fixed. If you want to get it fixed, go over to the people at Nashville Tax Solutions. Chris Bennett and his team are solid gold medalists, if I can use that term from the Olympics. If tax stresses keep you up, just give them a call. Call 855-627-4829. Visit NashvilleTaxSolutions.com or just send an email. info@NashvilleTaxSolutions.com. Chris Bennett and his team at Nashville Tax Solutions are real people who will get you real results that you will love.
Thank you, Darren. And I sent a message to you in the chat there if you want to peek at that as we're chatting here. But so I have to ask you, so this was the first week since I got the movie pass that I was not able to get over there. We had something come up each and every day, so did not see a movie. We are going tomorrow finally to see, for sure, to see the one that I was with Ryan Gosling, Project Hail Mary. So definitely finally going tomorrow.
It's an official hit.
Yes, it really was. So I'll let you know how that was, but I know you've seen it. But so you went on Monday night, correct? I'm sure. Was that the only one you've seen since we met on Sunday, or?
No, I went on Monday night, and it's very interesting. Hold please, because I already forgot the name of the movie. That's not a good sign, is it? Hold please.
It was like a mockumentary, a documentary?
Yes. So I actually enjoyed it. His name was Matthew, but I want to get the right name because, the first 20 minutes, you figure it's a mockumentary, right? But you're like, oh, this is so real, and it was a horror film, but not really horror. It was more like a thriller. If somebody loses their life, or if somebody goes missing, rather, and you're like, what's going on? And then it got then you knew, after a while, you knew that it was a mockumentary when, there was possession and this and that. But let me see if I can find it here.
I think it's on just I did hear everything you said. I think
The Hunter of Michael Nichols.
Seems like on my end there's a Wi-Fi issue on my end that's kind of buffering.
Yes, I don't. I hear you, but I don't. But you're not moving. Every so often, you're doing that whole max headroom freezing, kind of thing.
Yeah. So hoping it, because obviously I can't get out and get back in because then things go away. But I'm hoping it will correct itself.
It usually does. It was called The Hunting of Michael Nichols. It was I enjoyed it. If you like but you know what? It was, it was so much like the Blair Witch Project. They actually, and this was funny. It was so much like the Blair Witch Project that they actually referenced the Blair Witch Project
In the wow.
in the documentary. Yeah, so it was like that sort of thing. Did you like the Blair Witch Project?
Let me just put this up. Okay. I wanted to, I liked the concept. I liked the uniqueness of the movie. Like, it stood out from other ones.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, you don't have to have a movie for me to be excited about a movie. You don't have to have something happen like every 5 minutes. Some people need that to enjoy a movie. I don't mind a really slow build.
I
As
agree.
long
I agree.
as it's something different, but it did feel a lot of the same in that one. Like, there wasn't a lot. Like, for example, Paranormal Activity was a little bit of a slow build, compared to something different every scene, whereas Blair Witch was just kind of like a lot of the same. But I did like it just because it was different. It was outside the box thinking, and maybe they didn't hit a home run on the whole movie, but they hit a home run on uniqueness. But it was like the first of its kind of that kind of filming.
So this, if it's in your local theater, you should see it. If you like those kind of things, if you like Blair Witch, you're gonna like this. But like, here's something else that they did, and I don't give much away. When the female lead is talking to the camera when she's camping in the woods, she's wearing the same red hat that the girl is wearing in the woods. So it's that kind of thing. Like, little Easter eggs.
Now, did you go have you gone from Tuesday through today? Because Thursday is like the big release day. So did you already go?
No, yeah. So I can't go on Thursdays because I coach Special Olympic basketball, and we had practice, and then I have this. But yeah, so I went on Tuesday as well, but I went to see Hail Mary again, just to eat popcorn and chill out.
Because I remember because you don't have like the theater by us it has 12 theaters, but I think 11 of them are open. But
I would love that. We only have 4.
Yeah, so you'll see some a couple times because.
Yeah. Like, I've seen that Elvis concert like 70,000 times.
Yes.
What's in recently.
Trying to see why it's it's funny too, because I've worked all day, had to do church stuff all day or all evening. Everything is fine with the internet, but for some reason tonight it's being spotty. So we'll keep at it. Hopefully
we'll get over it. Yep,
we'll get over it.
Like the Mets, we'll struggle through it.
Yes, Mets fans tonight, they need a win really, really bad. They've just dropped 2 in a row to the Cardinals. They'll be in San Francisco. We got David Peterson on the mound tonight. Will the Mets score tonight? That's the key, because they're not big fans of scoring runs, and we kind of joked about it in our group text on the side, but it's almost like they need to try to draw a walk to get on base at this point. Like, they're just struggling. I think 5 or 6 players are batting in the 100s, and I know it's only game 7, but that's not what you want it's not how you want to start things off. And there's no way to really fix it outside of them just getting it together already. So
I just listen. I'm not a fan of David Stearns. But he does have a plan, and there's the couch where you and I are going to sit on right behind us both, right? Because we're just stupid people on the couch. But as our friend Ed says, but the thing that gets me was the other day, the setup for a win, and to have second and third, nobody out, and instead they send Francisco Lindor. He gets out at the plate. I mean, inning over. You just knew, right? And yeah. And then they had 2 different chances to bunt a guy over, get a sacrifice fly, and they just refused to do it in this game. And the game two games ago. It's ridiculous. It's just fundamentals.
Yeah, and he really struggled. He had the base running blunder, the forgetting how many outs there were, all within like 10 minutes of each other. It was just not a good day. Not a good day at all. They don't look like a team that has gone through spring training yet. This looks like a team.
No.
And, there is something to be said. I'm totally for giving other people opportunities to try to get that last spot. But, like, sometimes I want to think about it and go, okay, some of these guys are getting, is there something to allowing? Is there a harm in allowing the most of the team to play in the majority of these games, even for 3 or 4 innings, versus one day? Like the game I went to was Bo Bichette and 8 bench players. The next
Right.
day, so like I know it's the first game of the season, and everyone's saying, "Oh, it's a young," but like, how are teams supposed to gel when they really are only playing with the real lineup on game 1 of the season? They could have the same lineup throughout spring training and use innings 5 through 9. Like I remember when I grew up, was for the backup players, because reality, we knew who was already making the team. Like, so you give all these people at bats, and pitchers is one thing, but give all these people as at bats, but really came down to Jared Young, Brujan, which I still think they made a huge mistake. Vidal Brujan would be someone that could generate some offense, even if it's not, high base, batting average, or the guy finds a way on base. He can play 6 different positions. So he should have been on this roster, but that's my opinion. Let's see more of the regulars in spring training. So they don't look
I know
so flat.
we're going to talk about players in the past, but just I said this to our brother when I was talking to him the other day. You could tell that they were told on air, and yes, Gary and Keith and Ron, and what's the sideline reporter? What's his name?
So Todd Zeal filled in, but then the sideline reporter,
whatever his name is, you know who that is. Anyway,
yeah,
he was also. They all use the word extemporaneously. No way. The grinders. This is team's grinders. They're a bunch of grinders. No, they're not. They're a bunch of outmakers. There's nothing grinding about what they do.
It was game one. Game 1 there was, and that was it. Like game 1.
Let's dissect. Let's dissect game 1 for a minute.
There were also errors in game 1 too. So.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I mean, they did a better job. Don't get me wrong, a much better job.
Yeah.
But you take away the ridiculous outfield play by the center fielder, who's wearing a glove just to keep his hand warm.
Yeah, Steve Gallups, I think you were talking about.
Yeah.
And they have quite a few. I'm happy to see. I think Daniel Murphy is going to be calling 4 to 6 games this year as well. So Keith's going to, I think, having back issues. That's why he's not there. So
yeah, they were chirping him pretty good in the booth. They were like, "You hurt again?"
Yes, right. Yep. So tonight, as we said, we are going to dissect some of the people for the New York Mets that have drove us bonkers throughout the year. So I did not put anyone on the 2025 or 2026 team on this list, just because they're still on the team. It's still fresh. I'm talking about people through the years. I'm sure some of the players of today will eventually get on that list. But I thought for the purpose of what we're doing here, let's go a little bit more old school in terms of that. So some of these guys you may recognize right off the bat. Some probably haven't heard their name in a while. I have 21 names here on this, and I was trying to decide back and forth which of the 2 ways to do this tonight, and I decided let's have some fun. It's been about 2 weeks since we did it, so we're going to go back to the tier list here for today. And the categories are I'm a fan, so this might be someone that maybe we decide, hey, you know what? Some people consider them a bust. We don't. We like them. Just average, not very good, automatic out. He is going to blow it. Or Mount Fillmore at the top.
Love it.
And we could only put 4 lucky individuals at the top at the Mount Fillmore. So, but so those are our 5 categories for today. And since you are the one that haven't got to see this, till I'll let you get the first pick of these. And if you can't tell who they are, just kind of describe them, and I'll let you know who it is, and go from there. But yeah,
he's wearing blue. No, let's start at the end. Who's the last guy over there? That looks like circa 74 on the second row in the bottom, right in the middle. Yeah, who's that?
Right, the one in the blue.
No, 2 over.
Here,
2 over to the right. The last one.
Oh, him.
Which
Jim
one?
Fergosti?
Okay. Is that Jim Fergosti? Yeah. Well, we'll save him for later. We'll save
Okay.
him for later. All right. Let's go with that guy right there.
This guy. Okay.
Okay. Who is that?
So that is probably the least known guy on here. So that is actually Jordani Valdespin. And
Oh, yeah.
he was someone that in the minors was highly touted as not a first round pick or anything like that, but solid defender up the middle, probably for many years would have been, but he had a lot of attitude issues off the field and in the dugout, was constant headache. And so he did not last very long. And I think wound up having to play in Mexican League and other leagues, independent leagues and things like that. So really just didn't get enough opportunity to play. He never, because he couldn't keep it together. So most Met fans may not even remember the guy, but I do think I saw a lot of him in Port St. Lucie. So I had high hopes for him. However, fun story about this little guy. So I took, so my ex at the time, we took some of their family to a St. Lucie Mets game, and I noticed that she was kind of flirty with this is her cousin, it's kind of flirty with the bat boy, and I was like, okay, that's weird. And so, long story short, turns out she was not interested in the bat boy, but one of the players, Jordani Valdespin, was interested in her, and he was going through the bat boy, sending messages. He was like the bat boy was like the middleman, and so she would be getting messages from him, and he was trying to meet up and all that stuff. And she shot that down, and the family was like, nope, that's not happening. That's not what we do here. But so it started at a young age for the guy. He should have been able to tell she was under, not someone he should be pursuing if he's on a major league roster.
I have a very similar story. We'll talk. Okay. I'll tell you sometime. But let's stick to the Mets right now. Okay. But yeah, it involves the Yankees. So that guy, what is the one like insignificant? Like I don't even know who you are. Like not even a cup of coffee.
Which one? I would say just average then, since we don't have a. Now what I could do, if you want, is I could do not very good, and then I could put not sure instead. If you want to do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
What does it mean underneath? What's that one? Oh, that's the.
Oh, I'm a fan.
Oh, you're not a fan.
So I'm a fan. So this is if there is someone that's maybe gets a bad rep, but me and you together, we're like, you know what? I think we're being I think the media is a little too hard on this guy. I wouldn't. I would put him as like someone I'm not as upset about. So if there's anyone like that, I would put him there. So you'd say Jordani is not familiar.
Yeah, not familiar.
Okay. So yeah, I'm a fan would just be if there's someone's like, Met fans don't like him, but we do. We thought that he did enough. So, okay. So I will go ahead and now it's tough because sometimes when people have off the field stuff is how do you weigh that versus what they did on the field? So I think we should probably keep it to how they did on the field because, so with that said, the one guy that I'd like to, and I'm going to go with this guy first, Francisco Rodriguez, right? So he was he saved a lot of games for the Mets. His notoriety was with the Angels, I believe, was where he got it first started. But he had a bad family altercation, tainted his tenure, happened off the field. He was told to have no contact, and he still sent 56 texts to this person. But on the field, you can't deny. So this would actually be for me. Now, when I say I'm a fan of his body of work. Not at all.
I agree. I agree.
Not at all about what he did and stuff.
We're talking about on the field.
Yeah. So on the field, so I'm going to put him there as probably one of the least worrisome Mets out of this list in terms of his production on the field. Off the field,
something in the cab as well.
Fail more off the field. Yeah.
Didn't he have something in a cab also? I seem to remember that, but
something like anyway, yeah.
Number 42 is that Mo Vaughn?
All right. So that is where are we here? Number 42.
Top row. Yeah. Is that Mo Vaughn?
That is Mo Vaughn. Yep.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
You are a fan. So the critique with him was he was ineffective for the most part with the Mets compared to what he did elsewhere. Yes. People considered him overweight and injury prone. So when you say you're a fan, are you in terms of them as a Met, did he? So he did enough as a Met for you,
So
like
I was in the minority where I knew he was past his prime. I knew that his favorite meal of the day was seconds. Um, but, but boy, he hit some majestic home runs. He never begged out of the game. So what would you call that? Like it was
yeah.
average.
Mhm.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. So
How about
gonna
you?
put
What
him
did
there.
you think? What did you think of him?
I think he had some moments, but I kind of knew, like, I didn't set my expectations too high, like compared to some other Mets that I knew where he kind of was at, and I was
Yeah,
just
exactly.
kind of,
I
as long
got
as you
from him
set
what
your
I thought he was.
expectations properly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Um,
All right,
all
you're
right.
up.
So I'm going to go with Jed Lowry. And if you're not sure who he is, maybe it's because if you're a Mets season ticket holder or you watch MLB.TV, the guy didn't do anything. He couldn't get off the injury bug there. It was a big signing, barely played at all. He still got paid very well.
Wasn't he
But
the
he's
bad
just,
boy? Wasn't he the one?
yes, yep. He came over from Oakland.
Well, there you
So
go.
yeah. So I can't call him I'm just gonna put not very good. It did not work out because can't put him as an automatic out.
Right.
I'm not gonna say Mount Failmore because he had like one game. So you can't really say he didn't cost us anything outside of money. Like he just didn't do anything. So I'm gonna put him as not very good because he couldn't be an automatic out because he never played. So that's where I'm gonna put him. Yeah.
All right. Let's go with the gentleman right under where your cursor was, right in the middle of the top row.
Right
Yep.
here.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm interested to see your thoughts on this guy.
Who is it?
Oh, this guy. So that is
Yeah.
the humble and shy Yoenis Cespedes.
Oh yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Let's look.
So
We loved it when he came to the team. So what if he lies a lot? So like he gave me 2 great years of ball. So he was I got everything that I expected from him. Like I thought it was good for 2 years. Like and then he didn't take care of himself. He had a run in with a wild boar, or whatever that was.
yep.
But look,
And
not my money.
He goes to the team. He was kind of like that guy that got the new toy and then just like stopped playing with it and just went away. Yeah. That was
so I love that you put him there. That's a very interesting. So
you're putting him as a fan. He did enough.
He did enough for me. He just goes, listen, it's 10 years later and we're still, or whatever it is, 8 years later, we're still talking about him. Right.
Yep.
I mean,
yep.
He in the World Series, he was great.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to go next with Michael Kadire. That's this guy here. So
Oh, yes.
Michael Kadire, because he played elsewhere as well. That's where he's better known for. But the Mets made the great decision to sign him over Daniel Murphy. And he underperformed really bad. And my thoughts on Daniel Murphy and whatnot. So I'm gonna say, I mean, he had very short tenure, so it'd be kind of hard to put him as a automatic out or a Mount Failmore, but I'm just gonna put him as not very good.
Yeah, I would put not very good. Absolutely. In the way I look at things, I would put him at Mount Failmore. I tell you why. But I'm okay where you put him, because we lost Daniel Murphy because of him. And Daniel Murphy had some good years left. I mean, with the Nationals and such.
So
anyway.
I actually did consider that when I looked at this ahead of time, but then I was like, there's 4 names that I think have to go there, but I didn't put him in the second box because I think that's a better fit, but he was close to the Mount Failmore.
And what's his second box again?
Oh, automatic out. He's gonna blow it. So
okay,
basically, yeah,
he would have been very comfortable there.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, right there. Okay, that's fair. So you are up.
Let's go with the guy in a suit holding a black jersey.
Yeah. So that would be Kaz Matsui, and so um, this
Oh,
guy was very hyped from Japan, but
not
he
very
got to the
good.
Mets. He couldn't fit field. He couldn't hit very consistently at all.
No.
Um, he was
This
quick.
is when all those Japanese players were coming in, and we got the one who had no talent.
Yes, yes, that's exactly
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
Yep.
It was terrible. So put him
Yep.
in. Uh, put him in. Look, he couldn't hit, but not very good. Not very good.
Now,
Horrible.
I think I'm going to go ahead just because I was just thinking about
Yeah.
it for a second. So you were kind of thinking Mount Fillmore. I was thinking not very good. So I think
Yep. I
Kadir's
love
best
that.
served here because it's in the middle.
Yep.
I kind of think if we have it different, then we go with the middle ground there. So Lowry, Matsui, not very good. Kadir, automatic out. He's going to blow it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
You're up.
So looking at these top names here, I'll take an easy one because I don't want to save all the Mount Fillmores to the end, but I'm going to take an easy one here. So I'm going to go with Rick Ankiel. So he's an interesting one because obviously he didn't play with the Mets very long. It was late in his career. But Rick Ankiel, if you remember, had electric stuff as a starting pitcher. And then just one day like that, it was gone. Like he just threw like 8 consecutive balls against the backstop. He just could not pitch anymore. He just stopped.
Yep.
And so then he became an actual very good center fielder, which you never see happen, but it was
Never see that.
he pulled it off. But then of course he came to the Mets and then just didn't really do much of anything. So I'm gonna just say not very good here because he
I agree.
I think with the not gonna blow it automatic out, those are guys that are like big names that just didn't pan out. Whereas Ankiel was at that time of his career, he just didn't help us at all. So
No, he didn't. He's Sandy Alomar. He Roberto Alomar. He Carlos Baerga. Like he was way no good. A big name, no, but
yeah,
he didn't go with that. All right. I'm up. Who do we got? Let's go with first on the left.
First on the left. Okay, so this is this guy. So anytime everyone thinks closers and when you think of bullpen stuff, but you can't think of Jarius Familia and not think about the many times he would either blow a save or he would get 2 or 3 runners on base or make 3 outs seem like mission impossible. Even if he did accomplish the end goal, he always made it very, very difficult, never made it easy. One of the least relievers you could depend on in Mets history, probably. Just this guy. That's all I can say with him. So
I would put him. Look, Doug Siskel said him. I'd put him not on Mount Fillmore, but right underneath that. Like he was.
Yeah, because he blew a lot of stuff. He's
Oh.
not quite, he's not quite like top of the top, but he messed up a lot, and
He was terrible.
He's got to be up there. He really was. Yep. Okay. So I'm gonna go with the next one. I'm gonna take out of this is Bobby Bonilla, and I think the only reason why people dislike the guy is because he's still getting paid to this very day.
I think that's a great deal. He was smart.
Yeah. Yep, and so that's the easiest one probably for me on this whole list is I'm a fan.
Me too.
And good for him to be able to
100%.
Yeah.
I never understood the hate on him.
Yeah.
He was a good player.
Yeah, really was.
I agree. So now, who is the guy pitching? In the home white.
Home white center.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So this one, you'll probably remember him once I say his name, but he's not doesn't jump off the page at you. But that is Aaron Heilman. And so back in 2006, he gave up the brutal in the NLCS, the brutal home run to Yadier Molina in that year. And it just stuck with Mets fans as one of the most poor, in a big moment, poor bullpen play. So yeah,
you put him in for now. Put him in second to the top.
Okay.
Garbage.
There he goes. Yes, he is there. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and start with a first. We got to get one of them out of the way. I know we each get two, so I'm gonna take one of my two spots for Mount Failmore here, and I look. He did some things for the Mets, but when you look at Robinson Cano, okay, just what he was, what he became, and just he had the suspension and then his career fell apart and all that kind of stuff. I think he did get on with the Padres a year later or something. But
but he was never.
But talk about the hype, and could you imagine, like, if he was who he was supposed to be? He wasn't that old. Like, he still was, not exactly the prime, but not too far.
Yeah.
So to me, he's definition of superstar that was a stupid star.
I think that's perfectly stated.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to what is it? It's third to the right. It's like words, a lot of words there.
Oh, drop the ball. Okay, so this is
he's horrible. The second baseman, right?
Yes.
Yeah, horrible. You put him second.
Luis Castillo, yes.
Horrible. Horrible.
Drop the pop-up versus the Yankees. 2009, most embarrassing losses of all time.
Oh, horrible. Just horrible. Just god awful.
Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time placing this guy, but
you gotta put him second from the top.
Second from the top, yeah. So I don't think you can put him as a Mount Failmore because even though it was a horrible moment, this guy was never. He was a piece. He was never like supposed to be the guy like Robinson Cano was supposed to be. So that's where he'll go for me, or for you. So I will go next here, and I'm going to go with Marcus Stroman next. So another guy that just can't keep his mouth shut.
He's just
acts like a toddler. So
he's an petulant child.
Yeah. So I'm going to put not very good, but because he was never elite. But if there was a category below not very good, I'd probably put him there. But I'm going to go with him there just because it's out of all the choices, that's probably the best fitting for the guy. But he was never a fan of him. Never a fan.
Is that in the black Met jersey? Is that Benitez?
Yep, dead center. Yep.
Failmore. He's Mount Failmore. Put him there.
Yes.
Absolute garbage. Just saying.
If I had a laugh track, I would play it for about 6 minutes because this guy, I always made the joke like, you have those not the puppets, but what were those called where you pulled the string and then they would talk? Yeah, I guess that. I always thought that there should be something with him where you pull the string and then he just looked over his shoulder and watched the ball go over his head to the, because that was his move. He would throw the pitch and it was gone just like that every single time.
Rumor is that he used to get whiplash from whipping his head back.
Yes.
And I can tell you, I had no respect for him anyway, but I even had less when I saw him with the Orioles play against the Yankees, and he threw at one of the Yankees, and Darryl Strawberry went to go fight him, and he ran into the dugout. If you remember that, he ran into the dugout like a frightened soul. Terrible.
Yes, terrible. And I
he better stay up there.
He should have his own wing at this thing.
Yeah.
But the post that says that I caught says blue huge postseason games, 2000 World Series and 99 LCS, electric stuff, zero trust.
I love that.
So, and are you still seeing me, or am I kind of going in and out?
No, you're good.
Now
you're good. I see you now. Yeah.
Okay. That was weird. Okay. So I'm glad that I would have been put in there too. So I'm glad that you did. All right. Looking at who is left here. Hmm. All right. This one I'm gonna take Oliver Perez. Wild beyond belief, couldn't throw strikes when it mattered most, is saying it nicely.
Yep.
Now, as I look at who's left, it's I mean, he was really, really bad. So we might move him, but I think you can agree there's one other person in this group that deserves to 100% be in the Mount Fillmore. But as I'm looking at the 6 individuals left, I think he's the only one worthy of that. And so we might move him and replace him with someone in the second group. But based on who's left, he was considered a joke, all-time joke for the Mets.
Oh, he was terrible. He was, and they kept trying to, puff him up. Oh, he was working on this. He's working on nothing. He was like a human batting tea. He really was.
He really was. He was so much. And I think he still had like a decent career after that, but
he won with the Cardinals.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right, you got 5 good ones left to choose from. We only got one spot left.
Number 2, going left to right. Yep.
Okay. All right, Vince Coleman. Yes.
Oh no, he goes into the second from the top. He was awful with the Mets.
Yeah.
Awful. You thought he was going to bring something, and he brought nothing.
Now, do you want to share about the infamous firecracker incident? That
you probably know more details than I do. I remember that there was an incident, but give me deets.
Yeah, no, I was kind of hoping you did too. So I vaguely remember this, but basically, because you see there, it's got a little picture there of the charges and felony charge and stuff like that. You think back to the guy with the New York Giants, I believe, right, with the firecracker incident. Yeah. But so I'll have to look that up because I'm not 1,000%. Actually, why not? Let's check real quick because we can. So let's see if it's gonna. There's my. Okay. Oh, what a sweetheart. Okay.
What a sweetheart.
In 1993, he threw a lit M80 M100 explosive device from a car into a crowd of fans, including children, seeking autographs outside Dodger Stadium. Okay. Well,
he's an idiot. What a tool bag.
He injured 3 people. Oof. Led to a felony. Hit a 2-year-old girl. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. So that's good job, buddy. You deserve where you're at.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna take Tom Glavine next. Now, obviously, he had a big blunder. He was a Brave. You don't think Tom Glavine as a Met. But game 162 back in 2007 against the Marlins. Always seems like the Marlins are on the schedule at the end of the season to just ruin our lives.
But yeah, he was horrible that game. Horrible.
Yeah, he really was. So I think it would be a disservice to say I'm a fan, only because he didn't have the longevity as the other people we did. He just had a very short, so obviously I'm a fan of his, but it's really the Braves work. But the tricky part here is he got his 300th win as a Met, correct? Yep. So that's a tough one. So, I mean, you can't say. I mean, to say he was not very good, as for this is a tough one. Kind of mulling it over. He had about 2, 3, 5 years with the Mets towards the end of his career. I think it was. So I can't pull myself to say that he was not very good. Automatic out. I think he had one really bad moment. Was a mid time, but I'm still a fan. I think I have to go with
I'm still a fan. Yeah. Here's an interesting question. And you really can't answer this question because they might have been able to adapt differently. And there's no brave hate when I say this, but had Glavine and Schmaltz and what's his name?
Steve Avery or
not Avery, the other one. Avery too, but
Maddox.
If they were pitching in the world of ABS, would they have been even nearly as good? Because they never threw a strike.
Yeah, that's so true. Just looking at Glavine, it says 9-14, 452, 11-14, 360, 13-13, 353, 15-7, 32-32, 13-8. So he was just on a team that didn't score a lot of runs and stick. He basically had mid to high threes, so not great, but not terrible. So I think
I think you got him in the right place.
Yep.
All right, let's go. What we got left? We got 3 left. And by the way, okay, so let's go with the guy all the way on the left. On the left, the first one, going left to right. Yep.
On the left to right. Okay, so this guy. Oops. So this guy. All right, I need to refresh. That's the one guy who is I'm trying to blank myself, trying to remember who this guy is. So I'll check my records here. That would have to be. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So let me get some background on this guy because now I remember. Okay. So this is Braden Looper, and in 2006 he had the Game 7 collapse that still stings to this day. Mm-hmm. More known, I think, as a St. Louis Cardinal and less as a Met. But yes, Braden Looper. He played in 12 seasons in Major League Baseball. He did win 2 World Series titles, but obviously not with the Mets. So,
I don't remember him. No. Who?
I think not familiar enough for me too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. We had to look him up, so that shows you right there. So, okay. So we got 2 names here. Now I want to switch it up a little bit. I'm totally fine going next, but I want to make sure you get an opportunity to, if you're good with that, because I want to be able to speak on Jim Fregosi.
Yes, because Jim Fregosi you will decide where he goes. Okay. So, because he's a special case.
Okay.
So, all right. So you do your next one. That who's not Jim Fregosi.
Okay. So I'll take this guy. He's looking sad as he's walking off, striking out again. So Jason Bay. Okay.
Oh, he was horrible. Oh,
massive contract, 0 production. And just, I think he might have started the whole booing at Citi Field tradition.
He was great. He was trash.
Now, but here's and to put in perspective how much of a failure this guy was. In 2009, he was on the Red Sox, and he had 36 home runs and 119 RBIs. In 2010, the next year, he had, instead of 36 home runs, he cut that down to 6 home runs. So he lost. But
they were quality.
And then he went from 119 RBIs to 47.
How does that happen? Seriously, how does that happen?
It's an anomaly. Then that following year he had 12, and then 8 in 2012. He only had 20 RBIs in 2012. So yeah. So I think
maybe we got a contract that was nice and we just stopped working.
Yep.
Now, listen, I love all those four. So I wouldn't move anybody from there, but you are the biggest Met fan that I know. All right. And we have a team that lost in 7 games in 1973 against the A's. We were up 3-2, went to Oakland, lost the last 2. All right. So Jim Fugosi, do you know who he was traded for?
I do not.
Okay. He was traded for a man, straight up, that threw 7 no-hitters.
Oh, okay.
All right. For Jim Fugosi.
Talk about setting yourself up for. Oof.
Yeah. The man he was traded for beat up Robin Ventura. And that man now is in his upper 70s, maybe, and probably can still throw a ball 70 miles an hour. And I talk about Nolan Ryan.
Ryan, yep.
So so I always hated him. I always hated Jim Fugosi. I mean, come on. Nolan could have been with us.
Yeah, that's right. But don't worry, we got Fugosi.
We got Fugosi. Yeah.
Oh man.
So what do you? That's like a special, right? That's like a.
Yeah, it won't let me add a 6th one.
Let's put him somewhere else. But you know what I'm saying. This is the guy. Listen. He could be the nicest guy. He was an okay manager, but are you kidding me? You got Nolan Ryan for Jim Fugosi. That's all I'm saying. And it wasn't like Nolan Ryan had no pedigree. Yeah, he was wild, but he already won a World Series with the Mets. He already won a couple games in the playoffs and the World Series, 5 scoreless innings in the 3rd game of the 1969 World Series. Jim Fugosi? Could you imagine Tom Seaver, Nolan Ryan, Jerry Kuzman, then later John Matlack? Are you kidding me? George Stone? Come on. Unbelievable.
Now, just put him in perspective as well. Let's see here. Batting average with the Mets, 232. And
you didn't have to do that. Oh, no.
234. He had it's good. 27 RBIs. Okay.
That's, more than Bay.
Yeah. He had let's see here. Yeah, because you want to have more. You want to have more caught stealing than extra base hits. That's good right there.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think he's got to go back up there. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes. So that's why I want to just talk about him. Now, before we wrap up, I have a tough question for you.
Okay.
Right? Because we're real Met fans, right? Deep in the woods. You're not saying he's a bad ball player. A very good ball player. But who would you say is the most overrated but yet loved New York Met of all time?
Overrated but loved. Of all time.
Yep. Like people love him.
Yeah.
And then I would say who's the most underrated of all time?
And so overrated, but people love them because there's 2 separate ones. There's some that are just overrated, and then there's some that got the love. I'm just trying to. I'm taking all my knowledge here and just trying to find that one. That is a great question.
Do you want me to go first, and you can play off that? Because mine people will yell at me. I get it. He was a very good player and a lot of heart and showed up every day. Should I go first?
Sure. I'm narrowing between 2, so I decide I'll let you go first.
Okay. David Wright.
I figured you were going to go there with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the king of the 6th inning home run when nobody's on, right? To bring them closer to now, instead of losing 4-1, we're losing 4-2. And he did have a nice home run in the World Series, don't get me wrong. And yes, he had the stenosis. So but he was a good ball player, very good ball player. But a little overrated for me. A little overrated. Doesn't mean I didn't like him. I did. But I don't put him in a class of, some of these other Mets. I just don't. Was he a better fielder than Keith Hernandez, for example? No. Was he a better hitter than even Darryl Strawberry? Maybe for average, but certainly not the majestic home runs. Like, anyway, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I've given this some thought, and so you have people like a Lenny Dykstra, just not enough body of work. You have Edgardo Alfonso. He's someone that he was clutch, but he didn't do it for a long time. I think people think he was a Met longer than he actually was. Sometimes you look at a guy like Jose Reyes and you think of his second stint, which was a failure, but his first stint was not. When you do look at a David Wright, though, he was the captain. He was a 7-time All-Star, never got an MVP. He did carry them through rough years, but his injuries cut him short. So it almost gave him kind of took him out of the race there, just with that alone. So as much as I would like to say David Wright, because it does make sense what you're saying. I think getting the All-Star nods and stuff like that, I think deserving, but he is a little bit overrated for sure, but not the most overrated all time, just because.
No, I get it.
Yeah. Man, there's such a pool to choose from. Because I'm hesitant too, because certain people are overrated and weren't really loved, as much.
Right. Well, you can pick those guys too. I mean, at this point, somebody had to love him. His wife, maybe. But
yes, somebody there. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna take. Okay, this one may not be a popular choice either. The guy I'm going to say, he came over as a star from an American League team. He was always very happy, always had a smile on his face, so that can be skewed. But if you're talking just about production on the field, he didn't really do much, even though he was a happy guy. He was a guy you'd want in the clubhouse, that kind of thing. But and I'm talking about coming over from the Detroit Tigers. I'm going to say Curtis Granderson.
Wow.
Because I really liked his personality. I really liked all that stuff.
Yeah.
But he really didn't do too much.
No, he certainly didn't have the years of production that he had with the Tigers and even the Yankees. And he was just a nice guy. But you're right. I think you're right. He was not, he was not as great as people would say he was. He was a good clubhouse guy, like you said. He brought his lunch pail every day. Good player, very good player, but not, Yeah,
not what he said. So if you want to set the stage, I should say, for Sunday night, obviously we are getting short on our time here, but we had talked last week about what we were going to kind of discuss on the next 2 episodes. So tonight we knocked this one out of the park. But you had that other idea that you wanted to cover. So if you want to kind of reset the stage, if you remember.
I changed it.
Okay. I'm ready for it.
It's going to be SeaWorld Trivia.
What is it? SeaWorld Trivia?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Because you said you and Eileen love SeaWorld, right?
Yes. Yep.
So I'm going to be right in your wheelhouse.
Okay. Perfect. Looking forward to that. Hoping I can get back there this year. I don't have an annual pass right now, but we did for many years. So, But, well, all right. So, we're going to get to throw on that Mets game now and see how they're doing in San Francisco. The game just got underway. But thank you guys that were able to join us. Those of you that I always say that join us tomorrow or later in the week, thank you. Make sure to hit that like button, turn notifications on, let us know that so that way you know when we're live each and every Sunday and Thursday night. And yes, basically this was a list of losers. Yes, pretty much.
100%.
Yeah. But yes, so until we meet again on Sunday evening, we will see you around the ballpark. Good night, guys.